I know you have heard from this type of guy where you're discussing beard products and they tell you that they have been using for years in love a certain type or brand of beard oil, and in a very kind and polite way, you respond along the lines of, "Oh, did you know that that's full of silicone or petroleum-based ingredients?" And they kind of quickly and abruptly cut you off to tell you how well it works for them. And almost always, they have the same base of their recommendation. Take a second and pause the video and put your guess down below of where do you think this silicone-based beard oil was recommended to them by? Who gave them the recommendation? What type of person, what type of profession gave them that recommendation? Pause it, put your guess down below. I bet at least half of you get it correct. All right, let's see what you got. And the answer is barbers. So many of them get recommended these silicone, in my opinion, in my experience, garbage beard products that don't really help their beard, but they've convinced themselves that it works. The barbers convince them that these silicone products work, and I'm gonna give you guys the reason why people can actually use them and not really understand why it's so bad and why they can convince themselves that it is working. Real quick though, introduction, my side of things, very quickly, thumbs up. Are you subscribed? My name is Dan. Thank you. All of that stuff really does make a difference. That's the only reason why I do it. I watch videos, I forget, and when they remind me, I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, sorry, my bad, dude. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Let's get into the reasons why these silicone products work. And if you haven't picked up, they don't work, okay? It's not anything that's good for the beard. The main reason is they don't have healthy beards. The skin underneath, the soil, is not healthy. The hair that is coming out of their face, the crops, are not healthy. So if you gotta get by, how do we make something seem healthy? Well, let's think about what is traditionally viewed as not a healthy beard or like a homeless beard. And it's usually a wild beard that's a little disheveled. It looks very dry like a bird's nest. And it just is kind of like tangly and real, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? That's the image of an unhealthy beard. What is an image of a healthy beard? Not to like pound my own chest or anything, but something like this, where there is a little bit of texture, but it does seem like it's got some purposefulness to it. There might be a little bit of life to it, maybe a little bit of shine. It's not the dullest thing in the world, but it's also not like a disco ball lighting up, right? Okay, so we've established that. So what happens when you have unhealthy beard hair is the outer part of the hair is called the cuticle. And you have two different forms of beard hair: shafts, fibers, cuticles. And I like to always compare them to pine cones because it's the perfect comparison. You have it where it is closed, where all of the fibers are just kind of locked onto each other and it's nice and smooth. Think about the pine cones that are nice and skinny. Everything's in there. You can run your fingers across them. No worries. That's a good looking, healthy hair. Now, you also have open. Now that doesn't mean that it's unhealthy. It can be, but that's not like, oh, if your cuticles are open, then it's unhealthy. No, it could be that you just washed with a stripping wash. It could have to do with the climate. There's a bunch of reasons that this could happen. But if you leave it like that, those hairs that are open on the cuticle, those fibers on the hair shaft, they start to grab each other. They start to get tangly. They start to get snagged, and they also don't look the best. Right? Think about like a nice dense hair that's closed. You open it up, you're gonna start to introduce light and transparency, and it's just not a favorable look for almost all of us. So what does silicone do? Silicone is going to seal and coat the hair. Period. End of story. It is not, in my opinion, nourishing the hair. It is not, in my opinion, nourishing the skin or bringing any benefit, but it's essentially lubricating it. It's putting something on the outside that's not going to easily absorb in, that's not going to absorb in any way that you would want. But what does it do? Is it makes the hairs nice and slick. It makes the hairs a little bit shiny. And by a little bit, I mean a lot, right? Oil can make the hair shiny. If you want shiny, go with castor oil. Go with something thicker. But the silicone is going to make those hairs kind of lay down a little bit more because it adds a little bit of weight to them. Not water weight, but silicone weight. It's going to make them glide, and it's going to give them a little bit of shine. From a distance, if you were to say someone that has never touched their beard, do not do anything to it, and it has like that bird's nest look, compared to someone that, again, a distance, is using a silicone-based, you'd probably say, okay, yeah, the silicone beard looks better. But the problem is, if you compare it to someone that actually cares for their beard and uses oils and washes and butters, there's no comparison. Nobody's going to pick that silicone beard, but it is better than nothing in terms of appearance. What are they doing to the health of their beard? Nothing. Nothing positive. If anything, they're hurting it by suffocating it, by adding in aspects of petroleum that are not good for your hair, that's not good for your skin, and they're just not doing anything to treat the skin. You're not allowing the natural detox process to happen. We can go farther and farther into that, but just know, to wrap this up, they believe silicone products work because it looks better than completely nothing. But it's not helping them health-wise. I don't think it's actually a great look, and it could be so much better with a simple shift of using quality products. Likely the same routine, likely the same amount of time getting ready. Just simply shift. It's probably even the same cost or less as far as like the beard products versus these barbershop ones that have the big names and the horrible ingredients. Just make that little bit of shift and you'll experience all the difference in the world. Down below, do you have any experience here on both sides? Do you have any thoughts that come to mind as you hear me talking? I know you guys get those as you're watching. Please feel free to comment them. And then especially any questions. I would love to dive deeper. I would love to clarify anything that I can. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching today. My name is Dan C. Bearded. Please stay bearded and stay positive.